Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Tifara World. Today I'll be showing you how to make a certain bonnet that has ruffles around it. And these are the materials we'll be needing to make that. So your scissors, your tape measure, your know to measure. We'll be needing an elastic band. Then your chalk just to mark out your measurements, and that is it. So let's get started. So firstly, we're going to measure out our fabric, which I already have here. I have an African print fabric, and I have a satin fabric. You can see this is the wrong side, this is the right side. So I have a satin fabric and an African print fabric already cut out, and the measurement will be needing for that is we'll be needing, I cut out 30 by 30. This is 30 inches, sorry, 30 inches. 30 inches by 30 inches. It's a square fabric. So 30 inches by 30 inches. 30 inches. So what we'll do with this, we're going to be folding it like so. Take the two edges, fold it like so. Sorry about that. Put this one's away. So we'll be folding like so, the two edges together like this. I hope you can see. And then we fold it again. Fold it again. And then you have this. It's going to be a large bonnet. So we're going to be measuring 14 inches. 14 inches because it's a large bonnet. So we're going to be measuring 14 inches. And please take note, your measurement is going to start from this edge, from these folded edges. You can see the folded edges, not from these open edges. Not from these open edges. No. We're going to be measuring from this closed edges. So we put our measuring tape like so. We are using 14 inches. So you start from here, and then you measure 14 like so, 14 inches. And you bring it down, measure 14, and 14, so 14, come like that, and 15, down, so 14, 15, 15, you can see my point, then 14. Then you connect the dots. So after connecting all the dots, we'll cut it out. We'll cut it out. So this is what we have. You can see I have a very large circle. This is what we have. This is what we have. So we'll just use this as a template to cut the African print fabric, because my work table is not so large. This is what I'm going to do. So I'll just fold this into two. We're going to fold this into two. Ensure the edges are well aligned. Then pin it down. Pin it down. Then and go ahead and cut out. Go ahead and cut out the African print using your satin as a template. Remove the pins. This is what we have. This is what we have. So, two circles. See, like that. So what we are doing like that. But please take note, you are going to be sewing the wrong side of the fabric. Sure that the right sides, you're not going to be sewing on the right side, you're going to be sewing on the wrong side. So right side facing each other. Sorry about that. Right side facing each other. And then you sew by half of an inch. Then you sew by half of an inch. Half of an inch. Half of an inch round. An inch round. Like that. So you mark half an inch round and then you sew all round by half, of an inch all round. But before you don't sew everything complete, you leave a space of 5 inches opening, 5 inches opening to turn it, 5 to 6 inches opening to turn it, to turn your circle inside out. So you leave this opening 5 inches, 5 inches opening from here to here. You don't sew. You stop your sewing here and you stop it here. So by half of an inch round, you go round, round, but you leave this place open. So let me go and sew round and I'll come back and show you what next to do. You can see I've sewn it all round. You'll see it better here. It's sewn all round. I've sewn it all round by half of an inch. turn it around, and I left that 5 inch opening I was telling you about to turn it inside out. But right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off all these excess edges. So now that is like this, the edges are smooth, and I'll give it a notch, just a little bit at the edges to make it lace, to make it lay flat. I'll just notch it. So it's all notched. You can see I've notched it, I've notched it, I've notched it. So it can lay flat and smooth. So I'm going to turn it inside out. Uh, Bring out the edges nice and smooth. This is it. And then I still have my opening here. This is it. This is it. You can see. As you can see. This is the one side, this is the African print side, and this is the satin side. Okay, so we are back. I've already given it a good press. I've ironed it. You can see it's all ironed out. So now we are going to measure out 1 inch from the edge of the fabric all round. 1 inch. I'm going to measure out 1 inch. 1 inch. 1 inch. This is it. 1 inch. Let's use this. So you can see my marking. So I'm going to mark out 1 inch from the edge all around. 1 inch. 1 inch. Given the opening. So from there, from this point now, we're going to start marking again an half-inch opening from this mark. From this 1 inch mark, we're going to mark half-inch, just like we did now. We're going to mark half-inch. So I'm back. So I told you before that I'm going to measure 1 inch from the edge of the fabric. 1 inch. You can see 1 inch from the edge of the fabric. 1 inch. And then from that line that you just measured, you're going to measure another half an inch, half an inch, half an inch, half inch, another half inch, half inch, 1 inch from the edge. So you are more or less like measuring 1.5 inches from the edge of the fabric inside. So 1 inch, half inch. So you're going to sew now this first 1 inch line. You are going to sew it, and then you are going to stop here. The mark of the 5 inch mark that we left open, we are going to stop. We will not sew it all the way around. We will stop here. So you start from here. You can see, I hope you can see it. You start from here, this place, then you sew all the way around, and then you stop here. You stop here. You don't sew this place. No, you end here. Start from here, sew round, and then you stop here. But this half-inch line at the top here, this one you have to sew it all the way round. And the reason why you are leaving this place is because you're still going to pass your elastic band inside this place before you can close this place. So you pass your elastic band. After you are done passing your elastic band, then you can now, close it up, and then so that is what is happening at this age right now. So let me go and sew round. Let me go and sew each round. Remember, you sew the half inch, you sew it round all the way. You close it, you don't leave an opening. But the first 1 inch, you have to you start from here, you sew round, and then you end here. I'm coming back. So I'm back. You can see I've stitched the 1 inch round, you know, and like I told you, I did not. You can see this one I sewed it all the way round, but as in I'm talking about the half-inch one, but the 1 inch space one I started here, I sewed round, and then I ended here. You can see, so that space is still there, that opening is still there. So this is where we are going to pass our elastic band through. So keep watching. So for your elastic band, you measure your head circumference. You measure your head circumference, and then I don't know your head circumference. Mine is 23. So you measure your head circumference, and the standard, most of the time, the standard head circumference for an adult is between 22 and 23. Mine is 23. So maybe in case you want to make for some other people around you. So this is it. I'm passing my elastic. I've already, measured my head circumference. So I'm passing my elastic band through that opening, and that half-inch opening. That is where the elastic band is going into. That is why we left this opening. So for this not to run off, you can just pin it down so it will not escape into the hole. Just pin it down. So, and you continue. So you can see, please pass this through and hold your elastic well, or else it will just run off. Okay, so I'm done with that. So this is it. So for the purpose of this training, I'm going to tie my elastic band, but this is wide enough for you to sew. You can take it to your sewing machine, and then you sew it multiple times. You sew it multiple times. You understand? It's multiple times, and then, but for the purpose of this training right now, I'm going to just tie it. You can see, I'm going to tie it. So you can see I've tied it. Cutting off excess. Make sure it is tight. And then you can see the ruffles at the edges. see the ruffles at the edges. That's what we want to achieve. And see, in without the complete thing, you can see how beautiful it is. See how lovely it is. Can you see? So now this edge here, right now, I'm going to fold it. I have to close this edge here right now. I'm going to and hold it with your pin and hold it with your pin. So now this one, this edge, you can take it to your sewing machine and then you sew it very close to the edge of the fabric here like this. You sew it very close to the edge. That is if you have a sewing machine, but for the sake of those who don't have a sewing machine, you can just close it up with invisible stitches. Invisible stitches. So let me quickly show us how to do that. That the mouth is closed. You know, ensure that the fabric is closed. That's all you want. You want it to be closed and looking neat. You can see. Can you see? Can you see? Can you see? The thing is, there's no difference between the machine sewing. That's what invisible stitches does. So when you get to the edge, the last part of it, just pinch a little, both satin and African fabric together. Pinch it a little, and then like you do when you want to end the sewing. So small pinch like that. Mhm. On my nail, this my needle is a wonder. So just do like that. One, one, two, and then pull it close. And that's it. We are done. As you can see. So our bonnet is ready. Arrange your ruffles so it will not fall too much on one side and then you see, you see. Let's put it on our mannequin head. This is so pretty. This is so beautiful. You see, it's so nice. So that is it. You can make it in different sizes. So we have come to the end of today's training. Thank you and God bless you. Various beautiful content for you to learn from.